Want a fully funded master's or PhD in Ireland with a 25,000 stipend and fees covered? I'm going to show you all you need to know about this Government of Ireland postgraduate scholarship. Who can apply for this scholarship, and also, as you can see on your screen, the deadline for applicants who are interested is 23rd of October 2025. Supervisor deadline is 6th November 2025, while research office deadline is 13th November 2025. Now, let me make these three deadlines more clearer. For the applicant deadline, these are international students, both EU and non-EU, who are interested in this scholarship. This is the deadline for you to submit your application. Now, for the supervisor deadline, you need to download a form and send it to your potential supervisor, in which they need to fill in all relevant information, and they must reside or work in Ireland, either an Irish research body or an Irish processing organization for research. So they are going to fill this form and then submit it. It's just like a reference form, in which I'm going to show you during the course of this video. So do ensure you watch and never miss any step. Now, for the research office deadline, if you want to apply for a research in any Irish body, organization, or research body, then this is the final deadline for them to submit a reference form indicating that they have accepted you to be part of your research in their research institution. This research scholarship pays up to 34,000 euros per year, and out of the 34,000 euros, 25,000 will be awarded to stipend, fee support, and research costs. It is one of Ireland's most prestigious postgraduate awards and is very, very competitive, which means that few percentage, and just like you can see here, the average success rate for this scholarship is 18%, very, very low. So who are those who are eligible for this scholarship? So it is open to those who are new entrants to apply for either master or PhD, or students who have commenced their study and are in their first year of the program they want funding for. It is a full degree funding model, which means it is a full-time degree program, and most importantly, supervisors can only be primary supervisor for one applicant, which means that only one supervisor can supervise a candidate for this scholarship. So you must do your homework diligently by looking for a potential primary supervisor, in which you must come in an agreement with them and they have agreed to supervise your project. And this is because there is a quiz in which we determine your eligibility before you even enroll in the scholarship. First thing first is that your supervisor must have agreed to supervise your project before you even think of applying to this scholarship. So apart from the 25,000 euros for stipend and research costs, non-EU applicants will be entitled to additional 4,000 euros, and also 3,250 will be directed towards research costs, just like I mentioned, which the total will amount to 34,000 euros per year. Here we have all the benefits for this scholarship. For you to effectively understand how this scholarship works, ensure you download the core documents and you go down. Also, when you scroll down, click on the download. You need the application form. Download the application form. This is the indicative primary supervisor form, and this is for research office. All these documents are really important. Once you download this form, you will get in-depth information on how to go about this scholarship. Here for the applicant indicative form, this is just information of what to expect before you get qualified for the scholarship. So once you download it, go through this information so that you prepare your mind on how to answer these questions. So these forms are very important. So go through them and then read through it. So apart from the applicant indicative form, there's the supervisor form. Ensure you download it. These are the information for your primary supervisor to fill. So it is essential for you to download this form and then send them to your primary supervisor before you even go ahead to apply for this scholarship. But before the application for this scholarship, you have to go through the preliminary eligibility quiz. So, and your supervisor should be aware of this because the details of your primary supervisor will be asked during the course of applying to this, during the course of filling the preliminary eligibility quiz. So here are the information in which your primary supervisor has to fill. So these are the information. So we have the applicant guides too. Ensure you go through this information. They are really important. So apart from the little explanation I'll be able to give in this video, ensure you download the applicant guide in which it will give you in-depth information on how to successfully complete your application after you have qualified for the scholarship. It is very essential for you to go through these documents, read through it thoroughly, and understand how to go about the application. So here is how to apply. Once you click on this link, it will redirect you to this page and you have to fill in your information here. So let me quickly fill this and I will be back. So once you fill in the information on the previous page, you will be redirected to this page in which you need to check your email or check your spam folder and check for the temporary login details. So it requires you to activate your account and set your password. Then for the email, enter the email you use in registering the account and the password, then you log in. So this is what you will see when you log in after creating an account. So you click on this open course. Then it will redirect you to this page where you can see the postdoctoral fellowship and the Government of Ireland Postgraduate Scholarship 2026. This is the one we are interested in. So you click on apply. Now, this is the preliminary eligibility quiz. So let me quickly refer you to the applicant's guide so that you understand better what you need to do before you even start this preliminary eligibility quiz. Click on the begin preliminary eligibility quiz to access the short quiz, which will determine whether or not you meet the eligibility requirements to apply for this program. So this is not the scholarship, as you will have to pass the preliminary quiz. So here, after you have met the eligibility requirement, before you be able to access the application page, and before you even start the preliminary quiz, you must have liaised with the primary supervisor, as selection will be by independent international peer review, and the Irish research body who are responsible for this scholarship wants a world-class, potential and pioneering interdisciplinary project. So your project must be exceptional and clear. It must also has the characteristics of novelty, feasible methodology, and a full supervisor support. So your supervisor must have agreed to supervise your project, or a research institution must have accepted you to be part of their researcher before you even start the preliminary eligibility requirement. This is the first step for you to even follow before you even start this application. So we are told that applications that are not endorsed by the primary supervisor will be deemed ineligible and will not progress. Research Ireland is not responsible for connecting applicants with potential supervisor and will not assist in this process. So after beginning this quiz, you may click on save draft at the bottom of the screen, which will allow you to save your quiz and access it later on. So as you can see here, it is being stated clearly that you must have a potential primary supervisor before you even start the quiz. So let's go back and see what this quiz is all about. So once you click on begin preliminary eligibility quiz, it will redirect you to this page. So here you need to be very careful of what you select. We have if successful, you will be a new entrant to the postgraduate degree for which you are seeking funding, or you already commenced the degree with the first day. So click on yes. Do you have the first class or second class or private loading? Yes. So the third question is which of these scholarship are you applying to? If you are applying to Masters by Research or PhD, you select the appropriate one. Have you previously been awarded a Research Master's, Structural Research Master's, or Thought Master's degree regardless of the research topic or funding source? No. So have you had 2 previous unsuccessful? No. Do you hold or have previously held a Government of Ireland postgraduate scholarship? No. Does your proposed research deal with any of the following prohibited areas? No. As a primary supervisor based in an Irish eligible research body, agree to act as a primary supervisor for your project period through the application. So this is what I've been emphasizing on since the beginning of this video. So it is essential for you, or it is mandatory for you, to have a primary supervisor before you even start this preliminary eligibility quiz, or before you're thinking about applying to the scholarship. So if I click yes, They will ask information about uh, which of these institutions or which research body or research facilities have agreed to supervise my project. So so these are the list of universities or colleges that you can apply to, or research body or academy that you can apply to. So you just have to select it. So after selecting the research body, please click on save draft display button to display the primary supervisor list. So you have to click on save drafts. So let me click on save drafts. So here you have to select the supervisor. So you have to make your homework diligently. You have to make your homework diligently. You have to search the appropriate supervisor before thinking of this before applying to this scholarship. So you click on agree and you click on submit. So ensure that all these questions are answered accurately, as just else you will just be wasting time. You have contacted the appropriate body, you have contacted the appropriate supervisor before thinking about applying. So let me submit and see. So as you can see, we are being told that is this information correct? Because if this information is not correct, your application will be deemed ineligible and the system will prevent you from completing an application. No altercation can be made to the preliminary eligibility quiz once it is been submitted. So let me click on yes. So yeah, as you can see, I passed the preliminary eligibility quiz, in which I will have to continue with my applications. So click on continue my application. So here is how to start your application. You have to ensure you fill in all this information, in which details of your so you have to ensure you fill in all this information. Carefully go through this information and fill in the appropriate uh, section. So for this OSID ID, provide a persistent digital identifier that distinguishes you from every other researcher. If you do not currently have the ID, please register for it at the please register for it for one at www.osids.org. So if you don't have this, you have to register for one. So go through this information carefully, read through it. Don't be in a haste, as you have other sections to fill also. You have the primary and additional participants, in which this section involve you to include the supervisor and other relevant information about them. So if you have a primary supervisor and secondary supervisor, you add it in this section. Then the track record, where you have to include your degree programs you have completed, another education, another education, another relevant information like education, research achievement, work experience. So we have the personal statements where you have to answer all these questions, maximum of 500 words. And we have the training and career development plan. So you have to include all this information, ensure you are precise, go direct to the answer, and for this section, which is the proposed research, include all relevant information. um, Go to the last section, which is the applicant declaration. So you have to agree that all the information you have included in the previous section are correct. Agree that you are filling the right information and declared the application valid. Don't be in a haste to submit this, and cross-check your information. Cross-check the information you have entered thoroughly before you finally submit this application. So this is how to apply for Government of Ireland Postgraduate Scholarship. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, turn on your notification bell so that you can receive subsequent videos like this. See you in our next video.